Hi, I'm Michael Ruby. Welcome to Station Hill Intermedia Lab, where our goal is long-form performances that bring together words, music, and video, and sometimes a lot more. My co-curator is Sam Truitt. We couldn't do this without David Schell, our host here at Greenkill Gallery in Kingston, New York, and the technological wizard behind the performance videos we're making, and also David Strahl on sound. Tonight's performance, Transmission, brings together the words and video of John Fried and the musical and verbal improvisation of his brother, Joshua Fried. Their subject is only the leading subject in the world for the past 18 months, the COVID-19 pandemic. We have all heard and seen a great deal about the COVID-19 pandemic, but we haven't heard what we're going to hear tonight. Writer John Fried's truly original point of view of the coronavirus. And we haven't seen what we're going to see tonight, the improvisations of musician Joshua Fried, turning this most intense of realities, a pandemic spanning the globe, into elements in an artwork. They show that once realities enter the space of art, they unavoidably become elements in artworks. And they suggest that our realities themselves are improvisations, artworks. As Casimir Malevich wrote in his 1927 treatise, The Non-Objective World, nothing in the objective world is as secure and unshakable as it appears to our conscious minds. We should accept nothing as predetermined, as constituted for eternity. Every firmly established, familiar thing can be shifted about and brought under a new and primarily unfamiliar order. Why then should it not be possible to bring about an artistic order? Behold tonight an artistic order.
That is often heard in these wonderful suburbs where we live. I've got to do what's best for me and my family. Now,
King Leopold Wyatt did a
what's best for
yours.
Now I look at the night.
Your collective self, as boundless as any, and for whatever reason, I'm the voice of that self. How, I'm not sure, but I think I may know why. To explain, 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 to explain.
If there's anything we've
learned, we have one eye we share. I can't tell you how it works, 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 If there's anything we've learned by watching your leaders, and of course we're watching, just because we don't have a consciousness like yours doesn't mean we're not watching. It's that the self is boundless. The self is boundless. We're a collective self. We coronaviruses, as boundless as any. And for whatever reason, I'm the voice of that self. The voice of that self. How, I'm not sure. How, I'm not sure. But I think I may know why. I think I may know why. To explain. Maybe even apologize. But first, But first, a question. How different is our merging with yourselves from your merging of your own after what you call an act of love? An act of love. We understand that what we do is not the recombination of equal opposites you seem to enjoy. We understand that you see us as parasites. And it's true, we can't survive without you. But neither can you survive without you. How different is that? I'll tell you one way we're different. We don't have eyes. We don't have eyes. We don't have eyes. We have one eye. We share. One eye we share. One eye we share. I can't tell you how it works, but I can tell you what it's like to be on the lip of a bat, flying in the purple dusk, zigzagging in the hunt for bugs, zigzagging in the hunt for bugs. It's a dizzying thrill, much calmer inside that warm, wet lung. We would have stayed there in the bats, but we didn't. Can you blame us? I suppose you will, regardless. I suppose you will, regardless. Blaming is one of the things you do. We know you're smart, or you can be. You figured out that for the tiniest particles, the rules of time and space don't apply. While in the grand scale, we're actually closer to your size than that. Small enough.
Be as wise as serpents and as harmless as doves.
We're small enough.
So Christ does not say, look, the world's going to tear you apart. That's what's meant by you're going out as sheep among wolves. That's what wolves do. They tear you apart. Jesus does not. 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 Jesus does not.
We're small enough to evade some of the rules of time. So I've spoken to viruses that lived, words I guess you'd say I use loosely, hundreds of thousands, even millions of years ago, hundreds of thousands, even millions of years ago, and I see that we have a problem you have. We can be victims of our own success. an example. There was a group of early humans whose brains had somehow mutated to take on the best of the mammalian world. Canine love, feline patience, primate fraternity, elephantine order, and a coronavirus found a comfortable home in their lungs with hardly a symptom. A coronavirus found a comfortable home in their lungs with hardly a symptom. Then a deadly mutation occurred, and in weeks, this happy group of short, hairy bipeds was gone, and the guilty coronavirus with it, both forever. Both forever. Both forever. You see, we don't want to overwhelm. It's not good for us. I speak to no one except the young woman in the mask who carries the box of groceries out of the supermarket and places it in the trunk of my car. From 10 feet away, I say, "Thank you, I'll shut the trunk." She nods and hurries back inside. Where have you been? Whose droplets have you inhaled? Where have you been? Whose droplets have you inhaled? Where have you been? Someone left a box of books on the sidewalk labeled free. Someone left a box of books on the sidewalk labeled free. I get close enough to read the titles. I'm tempted. But who knows what lingers on those pages and covers? I've stopped reading ebooks. They might know what page I'm on. I wash the mail. I wash every package, plastic or cardboard, and every piece of fruit. In team video calls at work, they say, "We can't see you. We can't see you. Go on video. We can't see you. Go on video." I'm not dressed, I say. I'm not dressed. Ha ha. That shuts them up. I am dressed. I would never. But I have a piece of cardboard taped over the camera. I could remove it, but if I forget to replace it, then someone could open my camera and see. They can do that. And if they can, they will. They can do that. And if they can, they will. I worry about my mother. Her pod includes her boyfriend, her boyfriend's daughter, her boyfriend's daughter's boyfriend, and her boyfriend's daughter's boyfriend's brother, who was in high school. And I have no doubt is sneaking out to see his friends. Whose droplets have you drunk with the bottles you're sharing in the woods? Whose droplets have you drunk with the bottles you're sharing in the woods? Whose droplets have you drunk Whose droplets have you drunk? Whose droplets have you drunk with the bottles you're sharing in the woods? I wake up on a ventilator. I wake up on a ventilator. I wake up on a ventilator, and despite seeing no hospital apparatus, it's often minutes before I believe what I tell myself, that it's just a dream, that this is my room, at least until it's taken from me, or I'm taken from it. This is my room, at least until it's taken from me, or I'm taken from it. Who's not angry at this mess? Who's not angry at this mess? Was the virus created by the Chinese and shipped to us so we could have the excuse to control our people like they control their people? Or is everything just random? Random. Random. And which is more frightening? Who's not angry at this mess? Who's not angry at this mess? Who's not angry at this mess? The red states say it's fake and don't surrender. The blue states say it's real and surrender. Who do you want to be? I don't want to be anyone. I don't want to be anyone. I don't want to be anyone. I know who I am. I can be honest here. I know who I am. I am and am not the woman across the hall, Janine McCarty, 80-something, lives alone, cat lady for sure if our building allowed cats. She knocked one cold night in March. Willie, I'm out of toilet paper. Do you have any toilet paper? I'm afraid the stores are out. I'm afraid of going to store after store. Willie, I'm afraid And she let her words trail off. She let her words trail off. And then she just added, I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I got my second to last 8-pack of toilet paper, and opening my door, I kept my head behind it, but held out the package with the other hand. Oh, Willie, thank you. I feel so stupid having to ask and being afraid, but And her words trailed off again. I have some cookies, but I suppose. Are you all right? I'm fine. Okay, good. Thank you, Willie. Thank you, Willie. Thank you. I shut the door. Another thing we share. We can't usually cross the species line. Our world, we coronaviruses, our world is your world, the human world. keeps you company, sometimes inspires wonder, terror, delight, or disgust. Wonder, terror, delight, or disgust. Wonder, terror, delight, or disgust. The pangolin. With its scales and its sticky tongue. With its scales. Sticky tongue. The pangolin could do most of that. Wonder, terror, delight, or disgust. Wonder, delight, or disgust. We never choose to mutate, but look what happened next. In a meat market Wuhan, we found ourselves an even more luxurious home. Whether you like it or not, and there's not a thing you can do about it. Like there's not a thing we can do to stop ourselves from slipping into your cells and killing you and leaving the rest of you in doubt, shock, denial, fear, hope, stress, wonder, and confusion, 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 and confusion. The lungs of the one mammal that has spread to every corner of the planet. How could we resist, even if we had in us any power of resistance? Things we don't share. We're not given to anger. We don't succumb to the frustration of our desires. And confusion, and confusion, and confusion. We don't disintegrate into murderous factions. We don't smolder with envy, though I will say that in my strange designation as spokesperson, another term you'll say I use loosely, I do have a sense of your internal states. Internal states. Internal states. It's a dizzying thrill, much calmer inside the bat's warm, wet lung. We would have stayed there in the bats, but we didn't. Can you blame us? I suppose you will, regardless. Blaming is one of the things you do. I have glimpses of your emotions. I suppose putting things into words will do that. The exchange of breath and touch.
It's like a kind of wonderful cycle. The more you come to know the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the more you want to know
and
of
touch.
Him. And Tozer
necessary
really
for us
captures
both to
that.
survive.
His prayers at the end of each
Gives
chapter.
you the occasional feeling of ecstasy. I can see how that could inspire envy. The occasional feeling of ecstasy. I can see how that could inspire envy. And how, and how, and how, and how, if we were given to maliciousness, we might take some kind of twisted pleasure in the way we forced you into isolation. 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 Although we're also squeezing your family units closer together. I think you might like that. You with your jobs and your economy. I think you'd prefer a world without them. Though I'd also imagine that the ecstasy you would create together would so attune you to each other that you'd never experience its opposite. The misery you seem to inflict on one another just as easily, or maybe more easily.
I also have some sense. I also have some sense of the misery. Of the misery each of you seems to be able to inflict on yourselves. Inflict on yourselves. I'd imagine that the ecstasy you create together would so attune you to each other that you'd never experience its opposite. I have some sense of the misery you seem to inflict on one another, or seem to be able to inflict on yourselves.
You with your jobs and your economy, I think you'd prefer a world without them. Though I'd imagine that the ecstasy you create together would so attune.
My mother called to tell me the boyfriend's daughter's boyfriend caught it. He wouldn't say where. And now they all have it. Except the brother in high school. Don't worry, she says. I've had colds worse than this. A few days later, she calls to tell me that Chippy, that's what she calls her boyfriend Chip, is having trouble breathing. But the doctor says he's stable. He should stay home. There's no hospital in 50 miles that isn't a zoo. That's because they treat us like animals, I want to say. If Chippy were the son of the CEO of the hospital group, do you think they'd be telling him to stay home? If Chippy were the son of the CEO of the hospital group, do you think they'd be telling him to stay home? A few days later, she calls again to say, he's better, thank God. Thank who? I want a joke. Thank who? I want a joke. She invites me to her birthday party on Zoom. April 4th. 4/4/54. 4/4/54. 4/4/54. I was born 8/8/88. You can't tell me that's an accident. 4/4/54, 8/8/88. 4/4/54, 8/8/88. You can't tell me that's an accident. I install the app 5 minutes before the party. I ask Chip how he's feeling. He says he still can't think straight. Since when did you ever think straight? Mom laughs. I don't laugh. I want to say, isn't that the point? Isn't that the point? Isn't that the point? To keep us all from thinking straight. Isn't that the point? To keep us all from thinking straight. I uninstall the app, as always, as soon as we're done. When most people believe something's true, that doesn't mean it's true. When most people believe something is true, that doesn't mean it's true. In fact, it's often the least trusted theory that turns out to be the truth. The least trusted theory that turns out to be the truth. My father, on the other hand, believes in they. They will find a vaccine. They know how the virus works. They say it could be deadly to anyone, any age, any condition. They will find a vaccine. They know how the virus works. They say it could be deadly to anyone, any age, any condition. We haven't spoken. We haven't spoken. He's emailed. His stepdaughter is pregnant. He's busy. I have 6 weeks of food and 3 weeks of water. 6 weeks of food and 3 weeks of water. 6 weeks of food and 3 weeks of water. There's a water source in the nature preserve not far from my house. There's a water source in the nature preserve not far from my house. A tap pipe fed by an underground spring. Anyone poisoning the tap pipe would put the poison above that and below the spring's headwaters. Above that, below that, no one knows where they are, the headwaters. No one knows where they are, the headwaters. But I do. I won't go there unless absolutely necessary. If someone were to follow me, then they would know too. If someone were to follow me, they would know too. Two. No two. They would know too. We coronaviruses feel no emotions. But there may be something like the experience of bees in a hive, a collective buzzing. And there may even be, I admit, a collective determination that could be called a mean streak. A mean streak. We do not want to be hated, but we understand how we could be. Like I said, we did not choose this mutation. And yet we will be what we are, like you. And yet we will be what we are, like you. Like you, we're thin-skinned. Like you, we hate bleach. If you could give your lungs a quick rinse with bleach, we'd be gone. but so would your lungs. What we find most fascinating about you, even more than your zigzagging from ecstasy to misery, 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 zigzagging from ecstasy to misery. What we find most fascinating about you, even more than your zigzagging from ecstasy to misery, is your irrational altruism. Like ants, you will sometimes lay yourselves down in the water, drowning yourselves to make a bridge for others. You will sometimes lay yourselves down in the water, drowning yourselves to make a bridge for others. It's like your desire for friendship. Unlike any other animals I'm aware of, you'll risk your lives to hang out. I believe I used that term correctly. So bleach won't work, but there's something that would. I will tell you. I will tell you. I will tell you because I don't think you'd be able to use this information. So there's little risk to us. And yet, through the strange window into your thoughts through these words, through this strange window into you through these words, I admit I share a hope that you will somehow manage it, that you will rid yourselves of us, leaving some other coronas to carry on, coronas that will be better or worse, more malignant or more benign, testing the balance of your overcrowded world and your power to organize within it. Better or worse, more malignant or benign, testing the balance of your overcrowded world and your power to organize within it. The Cure is a song. There is a song that would destroy us. There's a song that would destroy us. The same way a high pitch at just the right frequency can shatter a crystal glass. There is a song, a set of pitches, melodic turns, and rhythmic patterns that creates a penetrating effect that would pierce and disintegrate us instantly. Pierce and disintegrate us instantly. I'll sing it for you. Just as I can speak, I can sing. I'll sing it for you. Just as I can speak, I can sing.
To make our broken bones rejoice. And that's today's reading from Charles Spurgeon, based on Psalm 51, verse 1. I remind you again today that these daily readings are available to you for further meditation or to pass along to a friend in the faith. You'll find us on the web at this address, morningandevening.org. I'm Bill Neff. Have a great day in Christ.
You can't hear it, can you? I'm singing it over and over. You can't hear it, can you? I'm singing it over and over. Okay, there is no song. That was a wish I suppose we shared for a moment, or so I'd like to think. But there is a tone, a certain frequency, that if sent with sufficient intensity and delivered in just the right way, would in fact destroy us. I won't tell you what it is. I can't do that. I don't think you could hear it anyway. Or maybe that's just another wish. Or maybe that's just another wish. In the middle of a weekday afternoon, my neighbor Janine knocks. I'm so sorry, Willie. I have a jar of medicine I can't open. It says squeeze and turn, but I can't get it. Are you sick? No, it's a refill. I take it for my stomach. All this stress, I need it daily now. I'm so sorry to ask, but I don't know who else. My son's girlfriend works at Trader Joe's and goes in every day. Otherwise, I'd call him. You see, I'm thinking. Better to live alone. I'll be right over, I say. Give me a minute. Oh, thank you, Willie. I feel so stupid. You're not stupid. Just give me a minute. I open a fresh packet of surgical gloves. I put on my surgical mask and my cloth mask on top of it. I find my swimming goggles, which are nice and tight. I remove the lid from the trash can and leave the can just inside my front door. I leave a package of disinfectant wipes on the floor beside it. I lock my door behind me. I knock on Janine's door. She opens the door, full of embarrassed thanks. Thank God she has a mask on. I wait for her to walk into her apartment so I can follow at a safe distance. She doesn't move. She invites me in and stands there, thanking me some more. I don't move. Finally, she gets it and turns and walks into her apartment. I walk past her bathroom with its towels and toothbrushes practically gleaming with moisture, past her bedroom, which has an air conditioner in the window, but the unit is off, so I know there's been no air circulation in there. And through the living room, which has finger foods, nuts and candy, finger foods, nuts and candy, finger foods, nuts and candy, seemingly everywhere. I breathe slowly. The bottle, some milky liquid. is on her kitchen counter. I look at the kitchen window, another silent air conditioner. She has a back door off the kitchen that leads to a small yard. The apartments in the back are nicer than the apartments like mine in the front, with no access except the front door. I consider opening the back door and leaving it open. I consider going out the back door and running in a straight line as far as I can until I'm shot or collapse. I close my eyes a moment. I turn to the task at hand. The top comes off quickly. Now I feel really stupid, she laughs. You're not stupid, I say. Then I laugh. I can't remember the last time I laughed. It feels like a mistake. Will she think I've insulted her? That I'm laughing at her? Though I'm not. At least I don't think I am. She asks me if I need anything, any food. She's got plenty of toilet paper. If I like mine back. No, it's okay. I'll go. Thank you so much. We're not happy with what we've done. Are you happy with what you've done? We're not happy with what we've done. Are you happy with what you've done? We're not happy with what we've done. We coronaviruses. Are you happy with what you've done? I'm not happy with my role here. Are you happy with yours? I'm not happy with my role here. Are you happy with yours? Yours. Here's another thing you may not be able to hear. Something we know about your future. Because we can see that too. The same way we can see the next virus that will plague you. And the one after that. And the one after that. The ones you'll never feel. The ones you'll feel a lot. By spreading as we've done to just about every corner of your world. We've turned that world into one place. One place. In a way it's never been before. And turned you all into one group in a way you've never been before. And as a result, you are making a step toward unity that cannot be unmade. Leading you in a direction that cannot be changed. Regardless of how many zigs and zags you complicated beings with your separate yet combined internal states may take. And I know that this change will happen, whether you want it or not. Whether you like it or not. And there's not a thing you can do about it. Like there's not a thing we can do to stop ourselves from slipping into your cells and killing you and leaving the rest of you in doubt, shock, denial, fear, hope, stress, wonder, and confusion. Doubt, shock, denial, fear, hope, stress, wonder, and confusion. One group in a way you've never been before. Step toward unity that cannot be unmade. Cannot be unmade. Regardless of how many zigs and zags you complicated beings with your separate yet combined internal states may take. And I know that this change will happen, whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, and there's not a thing you can do about it, like there's not a thing we can do to stop ourselves slipping into your cells and killing you, and leaving the rest of you Yours, 19. I only realize I'm drenched in sweat when I'm back in my apartment, peeling off the gloves, dropping them into the trash, taking 3 wipes and disinfecting my doorknob and my keys and the locks inside. I put the keys on the floor and wash my hands, then hang up the keys and put the disinfectant wipes and the trash can away and wash my hands again, and then go into the bathroom and peel off my sweaty clothes straight into the hamper and get into the shower. I like hot showers, but I'm still too warm, though as the water brings relief and my body cools, I make it hot again. I exhale. I let the water wash down my body. I soap up twice. I haven't felt such relief, any relief, in weeks. I am so glad to be back in my apartment and out of harm's way. I laugh. As I towel off, I notice the feel of the towel on my skin. It feels good. And then I hear a knock. Was that a knock? I freeze. Is Janine McCarty back and I have to do it all again? I listen. Nothing. But as soon as I move, I think I hear it and freeze. I wait. Nothing. I quietly hang up the towel. I open the bathroom door, and under the click, did I hear something? Freeze again. Alarm rising. I suddenly run to the door and put my eye to the peephole. No one. Exhale again. I realize I'm naked, which seems funny. I go to my bedroom, but instead of getting dressed, I flop down on my bed. That feeling of relief, sweet relief, washes over me, even stronger now. I think I'll crack open a beer. It's party night! It's party night! It's party night. I get dressed, put on Metallica, and as the beer goes to my head, my thoughts feel clear for the first time in I don't know how long. Maybe I'll never get drunk with anyone else ever again. I laugh at the thought. I check my news sites, a handful all over the spectrum. Amazing! You'd never know their headlines were written on the same day. But as the contradicting realities cancel each other out, I don't take it as a reminder that you can't trust a single one of them. I take it as the punchline to the funniest joke I've heard in months. When I go for a second beer, I remember the day I moved in. I remember going to the fridge when all that was in it was a 6-pack, though there's not much more in it now. I pulled the first one out for Karen, who'd been helping me since 7 that morning. The apartment door propped open, the U-Haul still half full, but we said, hell, let's take a break. Janine appeared inside the door and introduced herself. She said she moved in after her husband left, trading her in for a younger model. She was laughing about it. I'm sure she assumed we were a couple. She must have been pretty, Karen said later. Not long after, I was pulling into my parking place as Janine was taking groceries out of her trunk, and I offered to help, expecting her to decline, but she said, sure, I'll take all the help I can get. As I was leaving her apartment, She thanked me again and said, Willie, you didn't split up, did you? No, I laughed. We're just friends. Good, she said. I think about calling Karen. We haven't spoken in a while. Months, actually. I know it's better this way. I think, wait, isn't this April 19th? I think, wait, isn't this April 19th? I check my phone. I check my phone. I check my phone. Yes, it's April 19th. One of the deadliest days in American history. Cheers! Cheers! Here in Jersey, we're heading for the peak. Here in Jersey, we're heading for the peak. No one knows how bad it will get, when or how it will end. No one knows how bad it will get, when or how it will end. Pulling some frozen tacos out of the freezer, I can picture the hands of the people who touched the box at the market, taking it out of its case, placing it on a freezer shelf, taking it out of its case, placing it on a freezer shelf, removing it to put it in a cart, checking it out, stuffing it in a bag, taking it out of its case, placing it on a shelf, putting it in a cart, checking it out, stuffing it into a bag. No remnant of that contact could survive my infected wipe down. No remnant of that contact could survive my wipe down. Disinfectant, infectant, disinfectant, infectant, disinfectant, infectant, wipe down, wipe down, wipe down. And a week in my freezer, or so I must believe. Or so I must believe. Or so, or so, or so I must believe. I must believe. I must believe. So I must believe. Or so I must believe. Nothing you can do to change it. Nothing you can do. More one group, more one unity than ever before. Or so I must believe. Or so I must believe. Or so I must believe. Believe. Believe.
We would have stayed in the bats, but we didn't. Can you blame us? I suppose you would, regardless. Blame is one of the things we do. We know you're smart, or you can be. You figured out that for the tiniest particles, the rules of time and space don't apply. While in the grand scale,
So
you're actually closer to
I
your
must
side. You're
believe.
smart enough to evade some of the rules of time, so I've spoken to viruses that lived, or I guess you'd say you've used them, hundreds of